Hello everybody, I'm Chris Callahan, also known as Mr. C, and today we are going to talk about bishops and rooks. Well, I guess we'll start with the bishop. This is the bishop, and he goes as far as he wants. Diagonal, forwardly diagonal, backwardly diagonal. You can go to any of these squares right here. If a enemy piece is in his path, you can move to that square and capture that piece. If there is a friendly piece in your path, you get stuck and cannot go through it. The bishops start the game on the C and F files, and as you can see at the beginning, they are totally trapped in and can't go anywhere at all. I recommend that you very quickly move a pawn out of the way and let your bishops into the game. There's something interesting about the bishop. Let me move it around a few times. See if you notice anything. What do you notice about all the squares that I'm going to? And I could just move it 1,000 times and you would still notice this about the squares. Yeah, they're all green squares. They're all the same color. If a bishop is on a green color, a green square or a dark square, it can never get off that color, ever. It moves around forever. It'll never get off it. Conversely, if a bishop is on light squares, it will never, ever, ever get off the light squares, ever. So light squared bishops are always light squared bishops, and dark squared bishops are always dark squared bishops. A mistake that I see beginners make sometimes is when they're moving a bishop or another piece that goes diagonal, and they go a very long way, they sort of get off the correct track. So they start out on a dark square here, and they're going dark square, dark square, dark square. Everything's going great. Dark square, dark square, dark square. And then suddenly, whoops, we're on a light square. And going from here to there, it looks kind of diagonal, but it's a little bit off. He jumped over to the next track. So just make sure if you start on a dark square, you finish on a dark square. And if you start on a light square, you finish on a light square. So let's practice a bit. Your job here is to find a bishop that can take something. It could be a white bishop or a black bishop. It makes no difference to me. Look for a bishop that can capture another piece. I'll give you a second to think. Pause your videos if you like. Well, let's look at every bishop. I'll just go through them all. Here's a bishop. Let's look. Diagonal, no, nothing there to take. Nothing there to take. We can't go backwards because there's our own pieces in the way, so that's no good. This bishop, well, you can't take your own piece. That's out. This bishop, no. Nothing over there, nothing backwards. What about this one? Not there, but whoa, way on the other side of the board. The correct answer is bishop takes rook in the corner. Let's do one more. Same thing. Do you see a bishop that can capture something? I'll give you a moment to think. Pause the video if you like. Well, let's go through every bishop, just like the last time. We'll start with, I don't know, this one. I don't see anything diagonal that guy can take, and we can't go that way because there's a pawn in the way. What about the white bishop up here? No. Can we take our own pieces? Nope. No, you can't. This bishop? Nope, nothing along there. What about this bishop here? Oh, wait, I found something. Bishop takes knight is the answer. I think that's about enough for the bishop, so let's move on to the rook. This is a rook, and rooks can go as far as they want, up, down, and side to side. This is a very, very powerful piece. And of course, if you put an enemy piece in his path, the rook can go onto that square and capture the enemy piece. If there's a friendly piece in the way, he gets stuck. He cannot push through here. He cannot go over. Rooks start in the corners, and they are a little bit stronger than the knight and the bishop while not being as strong as the queen. They're a little bit clumsy sometimes. They struggle to get around this wall of pawns and into the game, but once they do, they are a very, very powerful piece. If we're going to practice with the bishops, it's only fair that we practice with the rooks as well. So, same thing here. Find me a rook that can capture something. I'll give you a moment to think. Pause if you like. Well, let's look at every rook. This rook, I do not believe, is able to take anything. This black rook, no, nothing there. This one, nope. Nope, can't take our own piece over here. Sorry, knight. Oh, but I see it. There's our winner right there. Rook takes pawn. One more for the road. Let's see what we got here. Same idea as before. Find me a rook that can capture something. I'll give you a moment to think. Pause if you like. Well, let's see what we have here. This rook is not our winner, unfortunately. This rook is also not going to help us. Our friend in the middle of the board has nothing to offer. Oh, there's one hiding in the corner. I think I found it. There it is. I think that about does it. Everybody that has seen this video can now consider themselves a master of the bishop and the rook. Until next time, bye.